whether this one is working as it should. Hopefully it should. Let's see whether this one is working as it should. Right, okay, so hello guys, and welcome to Valheim. This little place that's a bit dark right now is basically my clan's place in Valheim. I say clan, but it's basically like a whole bunch of us who got together from Division 2, ended up coming, checking out Valheim because we are waiting for new content. So this is where we have started. So this is my clanmates have taken to calling this place Penang Castle because we actually have a second base. And just for those who are joining, we're basically just new beginner. This entire stream is just me wanting to show off the fact that we have a really Malaysian themed style signboard supposed place in our bases right now. So there's the quick check. I'm going to just see if we have light. We are kind of running out of things because we've just unlocked the swamp, and then we were very well. Saying that we are woefully under the cap is a bit of a misnomer, but we basically just needed to get we just needed the resources. Yeah, so before we start, and since I'm hearing the mix here, I'm just yes. So there's a trick when it comes to shooting with arrows. A trick that I found on Reddit is basically you should try to shoot like just a little bit above their names. Mainly because if you are like me and you're using flint tip arrow or something that's a bit lower, that's not too high accuracy, you basically account for the arrows from. Let's just hit it now. Company. I know you've seen me after them. Okay. So yeah. I'm just gathering some necks because we are basically running low on food and everything else. So with that said, let's just get started with the tour. I think the night just fell, so as you can tell, we start off with a very Malaysian theme, which is Selamat Datang. And then the name of this place is Penang Castle. There should be I should basically light up the fuel truck if I don't have enough fuel to that source. This is very simple, as you can see now. Yeah, so just shooting it slightly above where you need to go basically. That's basically, I just needed it for the feathers. So let me just quickly go and get some resin. Yes, I know I'm rambling, sorry. Not used to doing streams and such. Clanmates decided to make this absolutely gorgeous grand entrance, and by right, as you can see from that, there's actually a lot of torches here that look really nice, but yeah, we've been using it up. So, we've also got 3 banners, and thanks to MCO and the reason how the 4 of us met actually, we've also most of us have this honey time at home. And one of the slogans that's come out is Jaga people, which is basically we take care of each other, which is how most of us ended up meeting each other, taking care of each other in the division. Oh, and the reason why it's called Penang Castle and why this entire place is basically a throwback to Penang Kaki, which is our Division 2 clan, is simply because it was one of the few Malaysian clans that was actually kind of active on Division 2. So yeah, we basically that's how we all met. So yeah, this entire place is basically done in the style of a hotel/lodge. So we have the reception, which is in front here, and then we've got lobby utama, which means the lobby. We've got the bengkel, which means a workshop, and then we've got the kitchen, which is where I spend most of my time because it turns out that I really like cooking a lot. Yeah. So we actually have a rough inventory system. As you can tell, we've got daging belum masak, which means raw meat. Here, they've got hunting, so yes, I can introduce a bunch of things afterwards. So daging boleh makan basically refers to food that you can eat. As you can see here, we've got some stuff that's forward. Yo, this is my clanmates. Give me a moment. Just gonna send you Discord. I don't think you guys can see that. So yes, we'll send that one over. So yeah, I really thought of doing this like when they were asleep because yeah, I'm still a bit shy about that. So lagi melepas ada 6 pieces of. Okay, so that means this is the one that we can cook. We're actually keeping some of these aside because these are more complicated recipes. And it's the guys have basically found out a way of how we can get like these two rows of chest up here. It's really because I think we used to create a floor piece up here, then they put up the chest there. And these are all the honeys that we have. So you can tell like these building one. So herbivore, as you guys can guess, there's the plants, and as you know, a lot of mushrooms and carrots, there's berries, hence the name herbivore. Traffic jam, which basically refers to anything and everything that is a traffic jam. Lovely peas. So we have this lovely little troll called Akma. If you're a Malaysian, you should know what this means, so I'm talking about that. And oh yes, and then we have got this slightly hidden corner which opens up to a door which leads to our secret place that I don't think we can actually update. Oh wow, this place has actually been expanded since the last time I came here, so yes. What is wow, creepers, shaggy wolf, so yeah. And as you can tell, this is like a little puzzle that one of my clanmates have made. It's just like showing like a little hidden base, and the text here reads Syabas anda berjaya menjumpa harta karun, which means congratulations, you found treasure. So yes, it's just close this. I've seen a few of these kinds of things in Reddit where they just like hide little doorways, and the banner here actually looks excellent. Like, out. Let's head over to the playground, aka the workshop. So this is basically where, wow, come on, yeah. What's up? The stream is very soft. Ah, okay, crap. Okay, too soft is it? My voice is too soft or what? Could be the angle I was using. Too much. You can hear the game more than me. Okay, I know why already. You wrong button. Let me just make this one. Yeah, I think that should do the trick, I suspect. Okay, let's go and see and get feedback. Well, live stream feedback. Can okay well, if he's gone, I assume it's okay. So yeah, Dewan Utama basically just means main hall or grand hall, depending on who you listen to. And this is basically all our stuff that's meant for foraging and such. So as you can tell, it's like utamakan keselamatan, which is basically prioritize safety, which is always what you want to do when you're metalworking. Still very blurred. God damn it. Yeah, I think I need to readjust the microphone settings. Oh well. Next time then. La la la. Yeah, I plan to make clips of this anyway because yes. So yeah. So this is the forge, very simple forge as you guys can tell. And this is basically so-called our eating space because it's next to the kitchen and all, but to be honest, we actually all don't really use it. So come here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, there's a sign here. Basically, this is Bengkel Bosku. So Dern, as you can see, who's working there, is our primary forger. So, and we also call him the boss of things. Daylight's almost here. So yes, hopefully you guys can see this. So this is also, because this is also another workbench, we're also just telling people to remind themselves to please be careful when you're using the workbenches, aka utamakan keselamatan. I mean, I say that, but it's like, it's a game, so it's generally fairly safe. So this little sign, as you can tell, there's a little fire burning here, and obviously being Malaysians, we name it the most obvious thing, which is tempat api, aka fireplace. So yes, next to the fireplace, there's this lovely little fermenter, which gives this entire place a feel of a bar. That was a very nice and unexpected effect. Here is basically the bulk of most of our items in this space. So it's basically most at one point we were just like throwing random things into all the chests, and then my other clanmate who got really annoyed because he is very OCD about arranging things, so he decided to just like spend like half a day like just arranging things. So we've got barangan berharga, which means precious things. So these are literally things that, well, make you money or give you things. So as you can tell from there. And then we've got this other things, which is basically bahagian binatang or animal parts. So these are all the loots that we would need to use for crafting that we pick up over the course of our travels. This is piala, which basically means trophies, and and basically refers to all these things which are trophies and which are very annoying because currently there is actually no real recipes that we know of that use this. So yeah, it's very, it's like they're taking up inventory space and we can't like get rid of them or deconstruct them. Valheim developers, if you hear this, please give us some way to get rid of them. Let us like recycle them and close the loop. So yeah, with that said, these are just empty things. This one has seeds and such. We haven't actually labeled this particular section. This is pharmacy, aka, if you can see, it's basically all the things you would need for us to go out adventuring. So these are things like meat potions, poisons resist potions, etc. and all. They're called meat, and that's because that's the in-game terminology. This is basically all our old equipment. So as you can tell, like these are like level 2 stuff, and I've got like level 3 stuff to equip, etc. So with that said, bilik tidur di atas basically means bedroom is upstairs. When you come back, it's like we call it Selamat Kembali Pendekar, which is welcome back warriors. This is actually one of the more hilarious pieces of science because I forgot that I actually changed it, and then so when my teammates were asking who changed it, because the original was in English text called welcome back warriors. I completely forgot that I had changed it. So we were all like wondering like who did it for the longest time ever. So yeah. Here's a little bit of a slogan. So it's like pantang berundur sebelum berputih mata. It's a very old Malay slogan. I'm not even sure whether I'm remembering it correctly, but it basically says no surrender until you see the white of their eyes, or until they see the white of your eyes. So it's basically saying that we will never surrender. And basically here you have a TV section, or CCTV section rather. So as you can tell, this is basically, I mean, come on, nature's best TV. Nature is the best TV. So yes, Valheim is a seriously beautiful game though. It's like, oh, I need to switch off depth of field later on, but as you can tell, it's like I could actually literally spend hours just sitting here and looking out the view, because during the daytime and even at night it is a gorgeous game, really beautiful. But with that said, yes, so that's the CCTV area, and then we actually do update this section. It's basically a running counter of how many new COVID cases are detected every day in Malaysia. So yeah, it's updated every time we get an update, depending on who's gotten to it first. So this is Master Chef, which is basically referring to me. So yeah, this is basically where I sleep. Coolie basically refers to slave, and this is this is Warap's bed. Waraps is one of our other clan members. He's the guy who's basically in charge of building all of this. Then there's Bosku, who is Dern, whom you guys met earlier. So Bosku, as if you're Malaysian, yes, you know the reference, and yes, it is referring to that. You're making fun of it. Pembala basically means timber woodsman, or rather woodsman actually. I've completely forgot the English word for a moment. So yeah, and this is the last one. This is Teddy's bed, and basically, yeah, Teddy's my husband. So yes, that's his bed. We've got Ethika's here, and then this is no, I can't pronounce his name, so I apologize to everyone who's hearing this. I keep pronouncing it as the Malay word for etika, which is etiquette, but yes. With that said, we also have this sign that says Sila Tanggal Kasut, aka don't stand, aka take off your shoes. But yes, I don't believe in that. Yes, this is the sauna, and the reason why it's called the sauna is because when you have the cooking fires burning below, this is where it's this is where all the smoke comes in. Because if you don't, for those who don't know, if you don't build a chimney or a ventilation for the smoke to go out, you can and will suffocate in it. So it's very realistic in that sense. So I mean, it's a sauna, so obviously we're gonna have a nice bench to sit down and enjoy the heat. And obviously you cannot smoke in a sauna. I don't know why anyone would do that, but yes, apparently there are people who would try to smoke anywhere and everywhere they can. So bleh. So that is it for this section, I think. Let's go outside and see what they've added. Yes, because yes, they have been adding things since the last time I jumped in here. So yes, so this is what our roof looks like. Oops, okay, yeah. Probably, nope, I can't go inside there, so there is that. So now just a big wide overview of what the land looks like during the day. So you can see we've actually cleared out most of the area around this particular base. Okay, let me just go back in. I should take you guys out to see some of the other ones. Oh, and yes, good practice, always remember to have an exit sign. Keluar basically means exit. So let's go down here. So yeah, we've got a door here. No, I'm not gonna go there yet. So this area is basically where we keep all our wood. We've got regular wood, we've just got wood, we've got fine wood and core wood. So basically the names of this, as you can, if you guys can already tell, is just all direct translation. So there's kayu halus, kayu pusat. So yes, and you can tell that majority of it is filled except for kayu, because we have been using a lot of wood in our new base. So we've been doing some cutting over there and some planting coming over here. So like good Malaysians, we also have, no sorry, or rather like we actually have a secondary entrance here to the Bengkel. So this is another entrance to Bengkel Bosku, which I'm not going to go in right now. So yes, it's also very luscious grass. Previously it was we tried to plant I think it was dandelions and such here, but now we're planting this. Then you've also got the very very typical Malaysian sign of jangan pijat rumput, which most of us just promptly ignore. Then you have this section. Yeah. Still too soft ka? Maybe or something. Lol mana. So yes. The sign for the pigs farm gone already ah? Oh, new base. I check in a bit because I'm gonna hit there soon anyway. Yeah, this used to be our pig farm. Unfortunately, the pigs escaped, and we haven't been able to bring them back. Pigs escaped because we had a visit from the trolls inspector. So yeah, that's what happened. Oops. Yeah. Let me have a look. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I just said the pigs escaped. So that's why it's no longer there. The sign's no longer there. This is basically our bee section. So this is where basically we grow all our bees. And for those who are curious, the reason why there's a random workbench here is because you can't build things in Valheim without the workbenches. So it's actually you don't even, if you want to use the workbenches, you need to have a roof over it, but to build around it you just need to plonk down the workbench and then just like build whatever you want around it. Crafting things on it is another matter, obviously. So that's the farm, and then this is basically in Malay this technically translates to bricks, but it's basically our stone. This is our current stone supply. And then that's our cart, which has no name, and then this is one of the watchtowers. So yes, so that's it so far for this particular side. So yes, this is our portal room, and if you are Malaysian, you will absolutely understand this reference, which is Bilik Pintu Sukahati, aka making a direct reference to Doraemon and his portal door. It was literally translated into Pintu Sukahati. So aka the door where you want to go everywhere. So this is the portal that will take me to our new base, and yes, it is called Sesat. Sesat in Malay means basically lost, which is not a wrong thing to name how we found this particular base. this will take us to, so this is a very nice big portal, as you can tell. And then let me just close the door. Always good practice to close all the doors behind you, unless you know for certain there is another friend coming up behind you, because otherwise monsters and enemies can actually sneak into your base that way. So this entire building is basically dedicated to its going back to our primary base, which is why we've called it to Ke Istana Negara. This name is still being debated among the four of us because we are planning to make this one into this current place where I am into the new base. This base is also Touch and Go Sahaja, which is a referral to the primary card that you use to go through a lot of highways in Malaysia. So touch and go, and literally it is touch and go because you just run through, you touch the portal and then you go to the next side. So yes, this huge area is called the Balai Takhta Bosku, aka this is the throne room. Now the only reason why it's called the throne room is because when we found this place, it came with a throne. We haven't quite figured out, I think, how to light the hearth yet, so I think that's going to be a project for us next round. Okay, and then here is the Raven Throne, where you can see and presumably receive audiences and tributes and such. Okay, so yes, let me just quickly leave the throne room. Yeah, it's this is basically where we used to keep a lot of our forges. We actually spend more time outside of it than we do inside of it. Nothing much in there. Yep. Which one? Yes. So yeah. Done, as I mentioned. Oh shit, this is nice. So this is I used to call this the Daging Salai corner, aka the BBQ corner. So the problem with the one in the original base is that it's actually kind of hard to cook, because if, let's say, something falls off behind the fire, you will run into the fire itself. But as you can tell in this case, it's like, holy crap, it's just, if we're actually using 2 fireplaces, and then we've just plonked like, I think 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 cooking stations above it. So technically I can cook like up to 18 items, which will be fun for me to try out if I had remembered to bring the food from the other side. Let me see if there's anything here to cook. No, I don't think so. You know what? Yeah, no. Hearth is a fire of its own. Yeah. Wait, I'm going to go back and get some raw food, because yes, this is way too fun not to try out, and it's close enough anyway. Oh no, my game crashed. So yes, hold on a moment. That happens from time to time. Well, to be fair, Valheim is a game in early access, so you do get a lot of these errors from time to time. So just give me a moment. Let me just let it load. I'm gonna pause the stream if I can figure out how to pause for a moment. Let me just quickly close that. Yeah, the reason why is because to enter the stream, to enter it requires a password. So yes. Now let's just let it look up for it. Okay, join, connect. Doot-dee-doot-dee-doo. Okay. Let's show it. Okay. Now let's see whether this Streamlabs can actually detect the game. Yes, it can. Whee! For an early access game, this game is extremely well polished. I really feel that it's quite worth the 40 ringgit you pay for it in Malaysian terms. So, alright, since I know that it's already there, let's grab this, since I need to cook anyway. Hold on a moment, let me just dump my resin here and then dump in the feathers. I'm planning to go and craft those later on, because I need more arrows, as I mentioned very much earlier in the stream. So into Sasat we go. Pergi Sasat. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I didn't, as you guys can tell, I didn't pick up a lot of stuff just now, so this is fine. So yes, let's see how to use it. So figure that out. Just mouse it over. Okay, yeah. Ooh, I can cook like up to 18 stuff except for the front here. This one I have to go here. Done with. Yeah. And, one thing to always remember if you're playing Valheim is that if you're joining a server, always makes the first thing you should always do when you go in is just make yourself visible to other players. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this is going to become the fun part. So the fun part about this is that you need to grab the food before it becomes charcoal. Oh cool, I can do it like this. Fire hit, fire hit. Let's hope I did not lose. No, I think I lost a piece of meat in the center. Yes, I did. Ooh, ow, hot, 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 hot. Yeah, and the other thing is that if you're cooking lizard meat, which is what I'm doing right now, it has a tendency to cook very fast. So yes. Hey, don't step on the food lah, it's kind of rude lah. But this does mean that I can cook very fast these days, which is nice. Okay, so let me just dump the food inside here. Put this here. Oh wait, I can actually just dump everything inside. Yeah. Whee! Yeah. So one of the things in Valheim is that it's always best to eat at least two different kinds of meat, because then you basically maximize. Yeah, I don't have any cookable items, which is great. You basically maximize your stamina recovery rate, and that's a very nice thing that I didn't realize a lot of survival games don't do very well. I only realized this when I started playing it. A lot of survival games require you to constantly eat all the time, which is great. But then if you don't eat, you eventually lose life, and then it becomes a very boring kind of grinding that you need to do a lot of the time. So for me, it's like I'm not too fond of that kind of gameplay style. I prefer like something like this where it's far more chillax, where it becomes optional rather than mandatory. So oh wow, yay! Okay, yeah, I have way too much now, so I'm gonna go back and dump it into. I'm gonna go back and dump it into the original base. And yeah, it's basically, yeah, we've basically needed lots of food. Okay, this is great. Can cook so much in half the time. Yeah, at least because soon, if you think about it, maths wise, it's about almost double. Like here, I can cook. You can see we've got 3 sticks, so 3 cooking stations. So that's about cooking 6. That place I can cook 18, so it's like 3 times. So yes, why are you like that one? Yeah, give me 10 pieces for me to keep. The rest I can put here. Oh, okay, I put up all the meat the other side as well. So yeah, considering that's going to be our primary base. Yeah. So let's head back. Close the door. And whoosh! On to the next one. It's almost night time again. Wow, that was a very long tour. I did not expect it to take this long. So yes, the last place I think that I'm going to show is the Quartus Marhien, which is basically means people's quarters. It's also taken from a Malay term that basically means that we are just commoners, which if you think about it makes sense, because yeah, Odin basically just grabbed whichever warriors he could get, and that basically means us. So then these, as you can tell, are our bits. I should probably set my current spawn point here, because we're probably going to be adventuring in this location more often. So yeah, this means that if I die or anything, I will come back here. and it's just directly opposite our portal rooms. So yeah, if anything happens, I can just like run back there, grab equipment and such. And I think that's about it for the current tour that I'm aware of. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you for listening for the last like half an hour or so. With that said, now go heading out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.